And a very good evening to all my viewers out there. It is right now Friday, March 24th, 2023. It's exactly 7:14 p.m. Atlantic time. And why am I saying it's 7:14 p.m. Atlantic time? Well, that's because we are in Halifax, Nova Scotia, east coast of Canada, Maritime Province. And this is a different time zone than Montreal. We're east of Montreal, ahead by 1 hour, and it's Atlantic time. So again, 7:14 p.m. Atlantic time. It's 6:14 p.m. Eastern right now. And again, we are in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Why I'm here? Well, I decided I wanted to do a little mini solo trip for myself, which I'll talk about in a moment. But for now, I want to do a walking video because, well, if I go somewhere, why not do a walking video? That's one of the main parts of my channel is walking videos. So I'll probably put this up in a week or two, and I'll probably even do a premiere on it. And there's some buses for Halifax. There's articulated Novabus LFS. So I'll get to discussing this little trip in a moment here. It's a very quick trip. It's an historical trip for me personally, because it is the first time that I took a plane. First time I took a flying trip. And again, if you're wondering what street we're on, this is Quinpool Street. Quinpool. And this is, I guess, the main street of downtown Halifax. We have orange fire hydrants, which are interesting. And I'm going to stick to this main street for a little bit, but I'm going to go to some side streets later on because I don't want to stick too much on the busy streets. I like to show you a sample of what it's like. There's some really cool other areas around here other than the main street. I like to kind of give you a sample of all the different places. And look at that beautiful mural, that GM New Look over there. That's an old Halifax Transit GM New Look. Beautiful mural. Just noticed that. And don't know how old that is, but wow, really cool. So we're walking right now, I believe, in the east direction. So we're walking east right now. And for this walk, I'm going to be going to, it's a big park down the street. It's, I forgot the name of it, but it's not the nature park I was at before. It was a beautiful park I was at earlier, Mount Pleasant Park, where you can actually see the Atlantic Ocean. Another historical moment, seeing the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. But this is a big park in the middle of Halifax, downtown Halifax. And I was told by a fellow YouTuber that you could see a good view from there. So just to give you a bit of background, so why am I here? Well, again, another fellow YouTuber, Waffle Wizard. One night I was talking to him on one of the Discord servers, transit Discord servers, talking about how, you know, Flair Airlines came along. It's a new discount airline, and how I wanted to maybe try to take advantage of it and see if I could get a good deal on a flight. I've never flown in my life before, and I figured, hey, it's worth looking into. So the Waffle Wizard, his nickname, basically did a bit of research for me. Because I told him, you know, I don't care. I just want to go somewhere close by, and you know, I want to experience flying. I want to experience an airplane trip, not too far, not Europe or anything, or across the other side of the country, just somewhere close by, you know, Quebec or Ottawa. And he did some research, and he basically told me that Montreal to Halifax and back to Montreal was a good deal that he found. There's a cool bus there. I think that's a New Look maybe. But anyway, so he found there's a Halifax ambulance. If you're wondering what it looks like, EHS. So anyway, yeah, he did some research and he found for this is incredible, just over $200 and with the tax and everything and the airline fees, and I had to pay a bit extra to choose my own seats because I wanted to sit by the window. And for all that, it came to $250 total. And I did put a bit of money aside the last few years for something like this, for an opportunity like this. And you know what, I said to myself, look, you know what, why not go for it? Just go for it. So I went to Flight Hub and basically clicked the link that he gave me, and it wasn't a fancy trip, it was a simple economy seat, but I made sure I got the window seat there, and I'm going to be getting the window seat back. And basically I was looking at it, and yeah, it was only for not even 24 hours, and that's where I am here in Halifax. So I left Montreal this morning, Friday, and it was around 9:05 a.m. The flight actually left at 9:30. What a feeling it was, lifting off the ground, being in the air for the first time. Truly incredible. And you know, it's a feeling I'll always remember. And basically landed here in Halifax at around 11, I think, Halifax time, because we're an hour ahead. So yeah, the flight was an hour total, around an hour and a half. Yeah, around 11:30 I got here, Halifax time, and basically took the bus from Halifax Airport to Dartmouth, which is just across from Halifax, just across the harbor. Sort of like the South Shore of Montreal. Like, think of Longueuil, Brossard being Dartmouth, and Montreal being Halifax. By the way, I gotta say, I love the buses here. Love the displays, the LED displays. And they got some new flyers. They got Nova Bus. So anyways, and the plan is tomorrow morning, and yeah, I came here by Flair, 737 Max 8. Nice seat in the front. I had no issues at all. People say Flair's not good, this and that. I don't have anything to compare it to, because this is the only time I was ever on a plane. So that's basically the benchmark for me for standards of flying. So tomorrow, going back, I'm going to be taking Porter Airlines, Dash 8, Bombardier Dash 8. So we'll see what Porter's like, compare it to Flair. Maybe Porter's better than Flair, I don't know. But to be honest, I'm not picky. So some people are picky, some people, you know, littlest things they don't like. To me, I don't care about, I'm not too picky about things. But as long as I got the window seat, the only thing was I wish the windows were bigger or a little bit higher, because I'm a little bit tall. So I kind of had to bend down my neck a little bit to see outside. Not a big deal. Trust me, it's worth it. I mean, for experienced flight for the first time, it's incredible. It's not so much being in a plane. I don't care if it's in a plane or helicopter or whatever. Just being up in the air, being high above the ground. That's what I care about. And seeing the clouds and seeing the land and the trees. So anyways, so the plan is basically, right now it's 7:22, back in Montreal, 6:22. So my plan is basically, I didn't get a place to sleep overnight. My plan was to stay up all night. I did this a couple of years ago in Toronto with a friend, and didn't do it for one day, we did it for 2 days. This was back in 2017, I think 2018. It was tough. We took Megabus there and back, but my plan is basically to go back to the airport tonight at around 11 p.m. and just stay there overnight. It's warm, it's safe, and just wait for the flight in the morning. There's Wi-Fi there, there's food. I don't know the city well enough to trust it being out overnight. If I did, I maybe would stay outside overnight. For example, in Toronto that time, I stayed in a McDonald's, I think. And yeah, you know, should have gotten a place to sleep or whatever, but hey, saves money. I'm eccentric. I don't do things the normal way. But anyways, so that's pretty much where we are right now. So we're here in Halifax. I'm enjoying the rest of the night. We're going to walk down the street here. Again, we're walking east. What is it? Yeah, so we're 7:24. This city gives me mixed vibes. It gives me vibes of Ottawa a little bit, and also Quebec City a little bit. If you walk around, especially where we're heading to, you'll notice very hilly. A lot of hills and slopes. Somewhat similar to Quebec City, but there's also that vibe of Ottawa here. There's the traffic lights actually are the same as Ottawa's, I believe. You have the green light, smallest light is green, then you have the yellow, then you have the red, which is the biggest one. So anyways, we'll see how Porter goes tomorrow, and I should be home back in Montreal by 9 a.m. I think it's a little bit of a longer flight because of the current, the wind direction. But in any event, we'll see how it is. And as for the flight itself, well, it was amazing. Incredible feeling for the first time. And I'm really looking forward to eventually doing something like Europe or a longer flight. But for now, it was good. There was a bit of discomfort in the ears, but a little bit of pressure popping. What else? Funny thing too, this weird feeling was my stomach. Felt pressure in my stomach and my whole body on the takeoff when we were going up. Not right away, but as we were getting to our highest altitude, the cruising altitude, I think it was 35,000, 36,000 feet. As we were slowly approaching that, I felt like my body was being, I guess the best way to explain is pressure from the inside pushing outwards. And it's all about the physics of air pressure and this and that, and gas in your blood and your stomach, and ear pressure and eustachian tubes in your ears and all that. But for the first, when you feel it for the first time, it's a little bit alarming. You're like, what's happening here? But now that I know, it's just normal. I mean, your body is sensitive to pressure. But anyways, enough of that. We'll see what Porter's like tomorrow. For now, we'll continue our walk. So as I said, we'll go on some side streets. And one of the things about Halifax that I like is the houses. They're just incredible. They're old, but the architecture is beautiful, and the colors. And we're gonna walk down some residential streets here, get off of this noisy big one. Now I could be wrong, but I think Halifax is the biggest city in Eastern Canada, the Maritimes. So could be wrong, could be maybe even Fredericton, I don't know. So the Maritimes are New Brunswick, PEI, Newfoundland, and here Nova Scotia, I believe. So look at this beautiful house here. There's blue shade, and you can tell by looking at them they're old, very old. There's some developments going on here, some kind of construction. Not many high-rises in this city, but it's I guess closer to Ottawa than Montreal in terms of the vibe. So I was walking earlier near Mount Pleasant Park. That's where I got to view the ocean, which is in another video. I didn't do a walking video in the park, but I got a nice video of the ocean. And walking towards the park, saw some cool houses, interesting architecture. I've never seen architecture like this before. Just the diversity and unique designs. Like here, you got these houses, and then you have this, looks like a church. I don't even know if it is a church or was a church. Might even just be a house. But it's interesting. Wondering how old these houses are. So yeah, we're gonna take some residential streets. but we're gonna keep walking in that direction, which I believe is east. So I believe this way is north. This is east, behind me is west, and I think, I could be wrong, but maybe, I think towards Dartmouth is south. I could be wrong, maybe I'm thinking, actually Dartmouth I think is east, because if you continue east you eventually get to the harbor. So I think Dartmouth is east of us, and the airport's in that direction. Again, I'm not too familiar with the geography or that, but yeah, we're coming up now. I think it's a big park here, and there should be a nice area to walk up and see the city, according to a fellow YouTuber. See where it looks like a castle? Kind of looks like a castle in the distance, or a fort. I think there may be an area where you can see the whole city from. And also Quebec City has something similar to that. There's another main street, a cool house. Yeah, so you get an idea what the houses are like. They're very unique. And you have, of course, hotels, apartment complexes like this. So this is Westford that we're on, and Robbie Street. So we'll carefully cross here. Oh, what do we got? Ambulance? Yeah, it looks like one. Maybe it'll be coming here. Yeah, it is. Bonus. I'll go to the island here. The median. So I'll take that segment out and I'll copy it and I'll put it in my emergency response compilation. So yeah, similar siren to the ones in Montreal. That was a bonus, I guess. I think right down there is an actual hospital. And if you look closely, there's a windsock up there and a light. It could be it's probably a medical helicopter up there. So imagine a city like Halifax has a medevac medical helicopter, but Montreal doesn't, for the Montreal General. I think Sacré-Cœur does. I did a little video of the helipad there, but you'd think that Montreal would, like in the downtown core, would have a, you know, for the Montreal General Hospital, an emergency medical helicopter helipad. I know they were trying to discuss getting one eventually. I don't know where that stands. All right, so I'll continue walking. You can see the clouds. It was very cloudy earlier. The sun came out a bit, and then now it looks like the clouds are moving in again. So we'll walk around a little bit more, and I'm gonna see if we can find this place that was mentioned where you can go up top. It's like a big field, but it's elevated. Again, like Quebec City. And we'll see if we can find it. Nice big park here. Nice field. So, you know, when I do walking videos, it's always nice to mix, like I said earlier, to mix up the path, you know, it's to sample a little bit of everything, you know, a busy street, residential street, a park, you know, it's always good to you know, give variety. So I always try to do that, usually. It is definitely getting chilly, and to think I was going to just wear a spring jacket today. because I saw the temperature. Oh, 5 degrees. It's not that bad. It might be too warm for a winter jacket. Nope, it's cold. And I made the right choice by wearing my winter jacket. So I'm looking over there. I see like a hill in the distance. I'm gonna try to go there. I think that might be it. So we'll make our way that way. Is that the Via Rail station? Could be. I don't know for sure. I'll go see later. Maybe. Don't know what's in this thing. It looks like maybe a skating rink. The Emera Oval. You know what I'll do? I'll pause the video for now. And because it looks like it's just basically a field. You can see how windy it is. And that's the other thing. It's so windy in this city. It's incredible. So what I'll do is I'll pause the video for a bit and we'll resume closer to that hill down there and see what it is. All right, we're almost at this hill. It's starting to look interesting, but check this out. What I think this is a skating rink, or was a skating rink. And I think it was refrigerated and it's like an oval shape and people could skate around it. And I think this was your refrigeration unit, but it's too warm now. It's probably here in the winter. Yeah, we're gonna cross here. And oh, this is looking really interesting. I think we found what we were looking for up here. This is like the Citadel in Quebec City. This is exactly like that structure in Quebec City. Another resemblance to Quebec. Let's go up and we're gonna go check it out. I think we found what we were looking for. We're gonna go up there and we may get a nice view of the city from up there. And yeah, I'll resume recording at the base of the hill. All right, guys, we found what we were looking for. This is the place. The Halifax Citadel, it's called. And it says this is a National Historic Site of Canada. And this is uphill, and that's where we're gonna go now. And we're gonna climb the slope, see how high we can get. And we're gonna check this out. I'll resume the video once I'm near the top, save some time. All right, we found it. We're at the top of the hill now. And it's really windy up here. Check this out. This is cool. This is historical. Wow. Tell you what we'll do. We'll walk around the perimeter of it for at least a little bit because we got some wet flurries. Look at the view here from Halifax, the downtown core. What a cool structure. Yeah, it's definitely getting colder now and windier, and you can see the snow drifting. We got flurries moving in, precipitation, and some breaks in the clouds as well. So a little bit of everything. A mixed bag of weather. So I might just walk a bit more and cut the video because I do want to save precious battery, and I want to save some space for maybe more video later, and for sure for the plane ride back, taking off and landing, which I'm looking forward to. 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. All right, so this definitely is Quebec City vibes. And look, nice view of the city, and down there's a bridge I wanted to cross. Way too cold and windy. So I'm gonna wrap her up now. But as always, I do thank everybody for watching, and I know there will be more trips in the future and more opportunities to film new places, new themes, new adventures. All right, thank you all for watching, and as always say, more videos to come. Have a good night, everybody. See you all soon from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Eastern Canada.